I am in conversation with my international guest, which is Taz. But before that, let's check out rest of the Hot 10. Here's from 5 to 1. Okay, welcome after the break. It's quite hot in the studio as well. I'm in conversation with Taz from Stereo Nation. Taz, you know what this is, right?
Hanji.
This is a pakhi.
That's right.
I bought this in specially. My mummy from Panalunga, her name is Siso. I think her name is Baksiskor.
That's right.
But we always call her Siso. She made it for us. And it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? And in hot weather, it's used quite a lot as well. And the reason I bought this in, because last week I did a show, and I was on my way, I was going somewhere, and I listened to this presenter on the radio station, and the track played was Kalkattiyon Pakhi liya deve challungi sari raat. ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਗਰਮੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਹੈ ਬੰਦੇ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਮੁਹੰਮਦ ਸਦੀਕ ਰਣਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਐਂਡ ਉਹ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਲਕੱਤਿਓਂ ਪੱਕੀ ਲਿਆ ਦੇਵੇ ਪੱਕੀ ਤੇ ਪੱਖੀ ਆਇਆ ਪੱਖੀ ਪੱਕੀ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਾਨ ਕਿ ਸੋਲਿਡ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਦਾਰੂ ਬੰਦਾ ਪੱਕੀ ਪੀਂਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿਲਾਵਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ and I just think because Yasmin Kang emailed the show and said, you know, you as a presenter have got the job of entertain and educate, not me personally, but as a presenter, any presenter, and I think it's so important. That really hit home for me to say that yaar ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਉਰਦੂ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਗੁਜਰਾਤੀ ਮਰਾਠੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਉਸ ਬੋਲੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਨਸਾਫ ਕਰੋ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਇਹੀ ਸੁਣਨਗੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮਾਂ ਬੋਲੀ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਜੇ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੱਖੀ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦਾ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਕਹਿਣਾ this is a ਪੱਖੀ this is not a ਪੱਖੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲਿਖਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਵਿਚਾਰੇ ਦੀ ਸਤਿਆਨਾਸ਼ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੋ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪੱਖੀ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੈਸੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਪਰ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਨਸਾਫ ਕਰੋ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਾਲੇ your viewers your listeners your readers if you're a writer ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖਣ ਕਿ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬਈ ਇਹ ਪੱਖੀ ਆ ਸੋ this is a ਪੱਖੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਝਾਲਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹੈਂਡਲ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਮੁੱਠ ਵੀ ਕਹਿ ਲਈਦੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਏਦਾਂ ਹਵਾ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਆ okay so that's a pakhi sorry about that I had to get that out of the way because I think you know there's people out there think
as a presenter ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਇੱਕ responsibility ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ as well you know ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਸਮਝਾਇਆ ਨਾ then that's very important for
I think because ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਬਿਠਾ ਲਿਆ I think you know it's not for money nothing you have a responsibility and you as being an icon I like the fact that if you've taken on the role of singing English lyrics I believe that you've actually learnt that side of music. Tell us about that because you know you have a lot of English in your tracks and things like that and you blatantly do that and I think it mixes in fits in properly it's not like you know so did you actually go down because you have a bit of a gospel in your voice did you meet some people and say like teach me this before I do this
No, I think it's really been a lot of it's to do with the wide variety and the wide range of music that I listen to. Like I said earlier, I mean, just the Motown era was actually one of the biggest musical influences on me. You know, from the Drifters, the Supremes, the Temptations, Smokey Robinson, I can go on and on and on. You know, the Isley Brothers. You know, Stevie Wonder. All those kind of that sort of gaining and listening and learning and you know all that knowledge ascertained over the years is just something that when you actually sing from your soul because it has to come from within and that's when a listener is actually going to feel what you're singing and understand you know where it's coming from.
So only if you believe, people will believe. I think that's
it's just something basically from the soul as a singer. You know, it's something that basically all these influences have come in, and they if they come in, they've got to come out somewhere.
Okay. So. Bombay, as an artist, do you feel you've achieved everything, or is there a bit of an actor hiding in you somewhere, and you like to get into the acting world, maybe, or?
I always say to myself, you know, I'd rather be a master of one, you know, and I love and I'm passionate about what I do you know, as a musician, as a composer and a singer. There's been many moments when and offers that I've had for an acting,
really? Okay.
For acting. There's you know, there's been you know offers and stuff like that.
What kind of role would you like to do? What would be your ideal acting role for Taz?
You know, I feel I could play that sort of Akshay Kumar's sidekick, but a bit more the comedy type of guy. You know?
Okay.
You know, I don't think I could do a very serious role. I would. It's not. I think I'm more. Let's say the Tasmanian devil in me, you know, so, you know, that way. But, no, I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, you know, I've just finished doing a movie for Sanjay Dutt and Sunil Shetty.
Musically or
Vinod Khanna. I've just done the lead song.
Okay, well
for that just recently, and I'm also nowadays I'm a Bollywood music director, so I'm working on that. And then you know there's lots of things in the pipeline. Farah Khan, she's also wanting me to do something with her. And, you know, there's once you're in the game, there's ample opportunity to. You know,
I mean, musically, do you feel you've achieved everything, or what? I mean, Bombay. I'm sure when you set out, that's the one place that you wanted to crack, and you know, as an English artist, they've done UK, and they always say it's USA that we want to crack. But as an Asian artist, I feel that maybe Bombay was your dream, and you have cracked it now.
Yeah, it's always been you know, it's a dream. You know, a dream is a dream, and you know, for me, it's about getting my music across to as many people as I can. Bombay has always been a dream in the sense because it's our culture. You know, it's just where we come from, and we're very proud of that industry, and to be a part of that and play a part of that, it makes me, you know, feel self-satisfied as an artist. There's a lot to do. I mean, recently we had the huge monster hit with the film Race. You know, there's so much that, you know, with that's to do. I think you can never ever say that's, you know, that you've done everything. You haven't. Life is a journey, and the journey continues.
I mean, the artists I speak to here, I always say to them, you know, I think you could cut it in Bombay. I was talking to Shin Baji a couple of last series actually. It seems so far away, and he was saying, well, actually, you have to be there. You have to be seen there, and hardcore's gone there, and things like that.
Yeah.
As a family man, you know, you're a blessed family man.
Yes,
and I think it's very important to bring that up. Yeah. But, I mean, how do you juggle the two? Does the family go with you as well, or are you soon to be blessed again? You know,
yes, I am.
You know, luddu leke aayo for next time.
It's a very difficult balancing act. You know, you kind of feel like a trapeze artist at times, and you know, at the best of times it becomes very straining, and high pressure, you know, is all the time there between me and, you know, my wife Manjeet. You know, there are times when, you know, we're fed up with India, you know,
of course,
which I don't blame her, for Christ's sake, but she's been my rock for, you know, for 20 years.
I think Manjeet, that's his way of saying sorry.
So, you know, it does get straining, even on the kids sometimes, you know, but I think the kids always look forward to the presents I bring them back. I think that's,
where's Dad gone this time, Mum?
Yeah, they usually give me a list this long, but no, it is a fine line. But to be honest with you, like, I mean, Shin Bajuni, he was saying, you know, you have to be there. It's one of those situations where, really, to be honest with you, you just need that one break, and you do need to do a lot of networking. You do need to be in the face of people, otherwise, you know, ajkal ki kar de, they forget you in seconds. So yes, that is a true point. But you know, sitting here, you're not going to achieve anything. You have to literally go there and be amongst that, you know, that crowd of people, and only then opportunities will fall into
I suppose once it's like hooking a fish. Once you've hooked it, or you've got in there, then you can come back here to your studio or whatever and do it in your own time as well. Tell me, what, you know, as a father, as a musical father, what kind of a musical father are you? Do you know, impose music on your children?
No.
I mean, do your kids watch you on the screen? How do they look? You know, what do they say and things like that?
Well, my kids are very proud of well, I'd like to think so, for Christ's sake.
Email the show, culture@asia.tv, if you're proud of your dad.
Yeah, they're very proud of me in that sense. They do have, you know, they're highly critical. And, you know, when I write a song or I've done something, I'll go and say, what do you think? And, you know, and they will just say as it is. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care. If they think it's a pile of, you know, caca, then they will say it. And that's what I love about them, you know. It's like it's true to the, you know, from the heart. But you know, they're very proud of me in that sense, and you know, they're always. But one thing they do really get fed up of, I will tell you, whenever we go out, and it's just non-stop. You know, I can go to a restaurant, there's, you know, people coming up for autographs, people for photographs. We can go to Sainsbury's or Morrison's or anywhere, and, you know, sometimes I've had people follow me down the aisles, you know. So they kind of do get a bit stressed out about that. You know, Dad, why can't they just leave us alone? Because, you know, it's supposed to be quality time with us, you know. So
you need to do like Pravinder does when it comes to BTs. He just closes the whole store off, and so next time Taz is in Morrison's, we need to shut Morrison's down and just Taz can. Actually, they should do that, I suppose. A celeb shopping day.
They should have a celeb shopping centre.
Yeah.
I think if anything else.
You can do it online as well, but you know, you're right, it is nice to go out with the kids.
I'm just an everyday guy, you know. I just go about my business like everybody else, you know what I mean. You know, I wear a different hat when I'm on stage, and I take that off, and I'm just a family man. I'm you know, like everybody else.
And you know, like we said, we want some laddu. We want the news of you know, October is the time, so we definitely want to hear. And you got two beautiful daughters, and we were talking off camera how important daughters are, especially to a father, and I think, you know, I'm sure to a mother as well.
I mean, you know, I was just saying to you earlier on, you know, your daughters, you know, their love is just unquestionable, and they love you so much. And you know, my kids, I mean, Serena's 12 and Simran's now 13 and Simran's 9. So basically, you know, the kind of love they give me. I come off tour sometimes, and I'm really tired after a long journey. I'll lie down on the sofa. The little one will come over. She'll get a you know, her doctor's kit out. I started checking my temperature, and you know, you know, 1 second, you know, kids. I love kids.
That's absolutely brilliant. And obviously you're doing some work for City Council, is about diversity and cohesion, and things like that. So just tell us in briefly, kind of.
Well, I mean, I've always been, believed in one thing. You know, in life you have to give to be able to receive. And you know, I've done a lot of charity work for various orphanages in East Africa, and various different Sampad centres, and all different centres around the country, and in India as well, for various charities. The Birmingham Cohesive, you know, basically bringing communities together. That's what it's about, bringing different people together. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of tension in society as it is. You got tension of life itself with the credit crunch, the recession. You got a lot of pressures and this and that. The other communities generally are sort of, there's becoming this void, you know, and you know, it's just about bringing people together. And I've always said music is a universal language, and it's something that, you know, everybody, it helps people come together regardless from what background you are. So I've been involved in basically some projects with the Birmingham City Council.
Okay. And we wait for the track actually to come out.
Yes.
Before you go, I was talking to my wife, and I was thinking, you know, when I was doing my homework, and she said, well, you know who he models himself on? And I said, well, no, not really, because I'd sort of straight away think it's a Punjabi singer or something. She said, well, he thinks maybe he's a bit of a George Michael. Is that right? Is there any truth in that?
Well, I mean, George Michael, his music is definitely something that I've been inspired by. I wouldn't say I kind of go out my way to look like him, thank God, you know. So Taz is Taz.
Yeah, Taz is Taz, not George Michael. Yeah. I mean, you know, sorry, we talked about Bollywood, and you know, Dostana was a great...
Mind you, people do say that vocally I kind of sound like him. I mean,
really?
You know, I've had a lot of people say it like that, you know.
But it's a huge compliment, that is.
No, I don't know which way to say.
I actually need to listen more to George Michael. I mean, Bollywood as well, films like Dostana come in, so they're touching on sort of issues of maybe taboo issues. I mean, you know, I couldn't talk about these issues maybe with a straightforward sort of Punjabi singer, but obviously you are on the international level.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, George Michael, his sexuality, and do you think that's something that's going to come out and come to the forefront of our Asian culture? Is that something that people need to be aware of and maybe
I think that
accept it and things like that?
But put it this way, I mean, it's you know, life is for living. People, they live their life the way they want to. And at the end of the day, you know, yes, it is a very taboo subject, and it's a subject that, you know, people don't want to talk about, address. And in the same breath, you know, the way I think of it, and I think, you know, well, that's your thing, live and let live, you know, and you do what you got to do. You know, you know, it's one of those things. I think that, you know, that acceptability is about every individual have their own opinion about what that is. You know,
Taz, thank you so much. I can hear Gurj talking to him in my ear and saying, you know, Bhaskar Han, Bhaskar. But obviously, you know, when you're interested in a person, and the whole show is about an artist's journey, really. And thank you for sharing your journey with us. And
no, thank you.
I'm sure, you know, you'll be back with us as well, so we'll definitely get you back on the show. Two of my favourite tracks, Johnny on the Rocks, Before you go, I want you to sing them. Is any sort of message or anything that you want to give to the viewers out there, especially from you?
My message to all the viewers, Assalamu alaikum, namaskar, thank you very much for supporting me all these years. I'm humbly grateful, and God bless you all. I love you, keep up the support. And finally, just watch out for the new single that's coming out soon with my new band called Chili Town.
Hey, there you go, Chili Town, not Stereo Nation anymore. That's another exclusive as well. Thank you very much for tuning in to UK Bhangra Culture. Thank you. ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੇ ਮੁਹੱਬਤ ਭਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਸੇजेस ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ. And remember, ਪੱਖੀ, okay, ਚੱਲ ਮਾਰ ਹਵਾ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਪੱਖੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਗਰਮੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਹੈ ਪੱਖੀ ਚੱਲੋ. Take care. Here's the one and only Taz giving a couple of my favourite songs. So hopefully kind of a little melody for me.
ਗੱਲਾਂ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਤੂੰ ਕਰ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਵੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਤੂੰ ਕਰ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਵੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਨਾ ਤੂੰ ਦਿਲ ਸਾਡਾ ਤੜਪਾ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਦਿਲ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰਾ ਪਰਚਾ ਦੇ ਹੋ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਗੂੜੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਦਿਲ ਨਵਾਂ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਪਾਲਦੀ ਤੇ ਕੁੜੀ ਹੋਈ ਵੇ 16 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਤੇ ਲੱਗੇ ਪੈਰ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਚੁੰਨੀ ਠਹਿਰਦੀ ਹਾਏ ਹਾਏ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਕਹਿਰ ਦੀ ਹੋ ਕੁੜੀ ਗਰਮ ਗਰਮ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਰਮ ਨਰਮ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਐ ਮੁਹੱਬਤਾਂ ਨੇ ਯਾਰੋ ਲੁੱਟ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਦਿਲ ਸਾਰੇ ਹਾਏ ਹਾਏ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਕਹਿਰ ਦੀ